Okay, so we are in the beginning section of Chaitanya-charitamrta. Srila Kaviraj Goswami, he's setting the ontological foundation. So it's quite philosophical. So here, we're in Adi-lila chapter 2, and Srila Kaviraj Goswami, he's establishing the supremacy of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But and why is he doing that? To establish Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he says that at the end of the chapter, as I recall. Why have I gone to so much trouble to establish the position of Krishna? Only for the glory of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is non-different from Krishna. Okay. All right, and so as we mentioned before, the first 14 verses of Chaitanya-charitamrta, Srila Sridhar Maharaj described them as the steel frame, the structure, the foundation on which everything else is built. And then in these following verses, Kaviraj Goswami is elaborating on these first 14 verses. And so this section, this is like the fourth verse or something like that, which is describing Krishna, Mahaprabhu as, I think it's this third verse that's been elaborated. Yes, it's this third verse. What the Upanishads describe as the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord known as the Super-Soul is but his localized plenary portion. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, full with 6 opulences. He is the absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. So Kaviraj Goswami has reached this third verse, and he is explaining this. Is this where we are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not where we are.
Before?
Before?
No, it's after where we are.
Yeah, we're after that.
Which train you pulled? The yellow one?
Yeah, the yellow one. The black one is... No.
The yellow one. Where in the yellow one?
Yeah, that's where I opened to. That must be wrong then.
I mean, I haven't joining...
246, I think.
Oh, really? Did you... We already passed through the Chatur Shloki.
243. Yesterday it was 243 up to.
Okay, yeah, this looks right. Yeah, we passed. Yeah, this is right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to 243 you have here. Well, the page is open on 256.
Yes, this will be.
Yeah. So anyhow, this third verse, Kaviraj Goswami, he's, as I said, these 14 verses, he's step by step elaborating upon. So now we are on this third verse. And so in this section, Lord Brahma is addressing Krishna, and I think this is after he hides the cowherd boys and then realizes what a mistake he made, and then he offers some prayers saying, "Oh, please excuse me, now I understand that you are my father, Narayan." And Krishna says, "How can I be your father? I'm just a small cowherd boy." And then Lord Brahma is giving some deeper explanation. Okay, so I'll start from here, verse 56. This is Brahma, he's still addressing Lord Krishna. Seitin janer tumi paramashoy, tumi mo narayan iteke samshoy. So you are Mul Narayan, the first, the primeval Narayan, the original Narayan. You are the ultimate shelter of these three plenary portions. And then, that's the Purusha avatars, Karanadakashai, Garbhadakashai, Kiradakashai, who are the maintainers of the material universes. So you are the source, the shelter of these expansions. Thus there is not the slightest doubt that you are the primeval Narayan. Seitinamshi Padavom Narayan Tehotomar Vilas Tumi Mul Narayam. The source of these three features is the Narayan in the spiritual sky. He is your Vilas expansion. Therefore, you are the ultimate Narayan. Ataiva Brahmavakya Padavam Narayan Teho Krishna Vilase Tattva Vivaran. Therefore, according to the authority of Brahma, the Narayan, who is the predominating deity in the transcendental world, is but the Vilas feature of Krishna. This has now been conclusively proved. So, Kaviraj Goswami is saying, I'm not saying this, but Lord Brahma, who's the creator, he's the first created being, and he's the creator of this world. This is his words. He's saying this. It's not me. This is his authority. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Narayan is his expansion for the purpose of his play, Vilas, pastime incarnation. Eshlok Tattvalakan Bhagavata Sar Paribhasha Rupihar Sarvachadikar. And this, of course, is the proper way to make a conclusion, to present an argument, a concept, that we're not just like saying whatever we think or whatever we're feeling at any given moment. I think this is the truth today. I'll see what the universe is telling me tomorrow. But everything is based on revealed truth. We are not depending on our own concocted ideas or perception of our senses, but we are depending first and foremost on the revealed truth, and everything else, our logic, our sense perception, may support that, may serve that, but that is not in the primary position. So this is consistent. We always see that. Mahaprabhu, he's asking Srila Ramananda Rai, how does that go? Pada shlok, sadhya nirnoy. Please tell me on the citing a verse from scripture, tell me what is the goal of life. Like, not just, so what do you think the goal of life is? What's your opinion? But giving evidence from scripture. Tell me. And then Srila Ramananda Rai, he's consistently doing this. He's stating a conclusion, a truth, and then he's giving some scripture to support that. Of course, then he reaches a point where he can't cite any more from scripture. And that is just showing of what depth his heart is. Because ultimately the scripture is coming from the heart of the sadhu. So once one is in a very high stage, then they can go beyond, They are living scripture. But anyhow, if we want to present the truth of something in an authoritative way, then we need to give some citation. When we're living lost in this world, lost in the world of our mind and senses, then when we make decisions, when we're trying to navigate the world, then we're making decisions, but we're making them based on the revealed truth. I cannot just decide solely on the basis of the circumstance before me and my immediate reaction to it and the conclusions that I've drawn according to my limited understanding. That's not enough. I need to go and check in with the revealed truth. And so, whatever Kaviraj Goswami says, we're happy to hear what he says. We don't need to hear what anybody else says. Kaviraj Goswami, I'm sorry, but like compared to Kaviraj Goswami, Lord Brahma, I'm sorry, but Kaviraj Goswami is in a very high position. Erupa Roti Brahma Shambhu Agochar Gaur Bhakta Kripa Patra Matra Siddhisar. This Gaur Arti, it is beyond the vision of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. You can only have vision of it by the grace of the associates of Mahaprabhu, like Srila Kaviraj Goswami. So, see, I gave a citation. I said something and I gave a citation. So, Kaviraj Goswami, but still, Kaviraj Goswami, he's a humble Vaishnava, he's an honorable Vaishnava, and he knows the proper way to do things. So he's quoting Lord Brahma, even though we would be happy just to hear from him. We would be more than happy just to hear from him. Okay, so this is according to the authority of Brahma. Ishloka tattvalakan bhagavata sar paribhasha rupihar sarvachadikar. The truth indicated in this verse is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. This conclusion through synonyms applies everywhere. And is that the third verse that we're talking about? Oh no, this is the verse where Brahma says, "You are my father, Narayan." So that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. This is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishna Vihar E Artana Janimur Karta Kodeyar. Not knowing that Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan are all features of Krishna, foolish scholars speculate in various ways. Avatari Narayan Krishna Avatar Teho Chatur Bhujiha Manusha Akar. Because Narayan has 4 hands, whereas Krishna looks just like a man, they say that Narayan is the original God, whereas Krishna is but an incarnation. Himatte nanarup kore porva pakka tahade nirjite bhagavat padyadakka. In this way their arguments appear in various forms, but the poetry of the Bhagavatam expertly refutes them all. Do you know what verse I'm going to say next? Yes, you do. Mahamantra, he knows verses. Vedanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yaj jnanam advayam. Oh, you know this verse then. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. You all know this verse, right? Yes, you know that verse. Ramananda, you know that verse? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a foundational shloka for preaching. Vedanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yaj jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth say that it is non-dual knowledge and is called impersonal Brahman, the localized Paramatma, and the personality of Godhead. So that this is the absolute truth is one, Advaya Gyan Tattva, but it appears in 3 different features: Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Like, I think Gurudev's example was the sun, the great sun. From a distance, you're seeing the globe of the sun, but when or another example, because that is a very Vedic example. But Gurudev's example, when you zoom in on the sun, then you find there's so much life there. There's the personality of the sun, and there's distinction, and so on and so forth. But other example is a forest. From a distance, you're seeing the great green forest, and you're just seeing that. But when you zoom in, then you're finding some variegatedness. So the absolute truth can be seen as one, but coming in closer, then you see it is comprised of different features. So everything is Krishna, but he is appearing in different energies, different manifestations. Shunobhaye shlok karo vichar, ek mukhya tattva teen tahar prachar. My dear brothers, kindly listen to the explanation of this verse and consider its meaning. The one original entity is known in his three different features. Advaigyan tattva vastu Krishner swarup Brahmatma Bhagavan Tintarup. Lord Krishna himself is the one undivided absolute truth, the ultimate reality. He manifests himself in three features as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Eshlokarte tumi hoila nirvachan, areka shuno bhagavater vachan. The import of this verse has stopped you from arguing. Now listen to another verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Ete chamsa, and this is of course other famous verse, foundational verse. Ete chamsa kalapam sa Krishnas tu Bhagavan Svayam Indradi Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. All these incarnations of Godhead are either plenary portions or parts of the plenary portions of the Purusha avatars. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. In every age he protects the world through his different features when the world is disturbed by the enemies of Indra. So the first verse is indicating these three different phases of the absolute truth, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, and it is also indicating, because of the structure, that Bhagavan has the primary position. But then there are many different conceptions of Bhagavan. Narayan is also Bhagavan. Then in this next verse, Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, the original Bhagavan. Bhagavan himself in his own original form. Sabhavatare kori samanyalakan, tarmadye Krishna chandra korilo ganan. Jai Vishakha ki Jai, for the Gurudev ki Jai. Sabhavatare kori samanyalakan, tarmadye Krishna chandra korilo ganam. The Bhagavatam describes the symptoms and deeds of the incarnations in general and counts Shri Krishna among them. Tobe sutta gosai mone paya boro boy, jar je lakantaha korilo nishchoy. This made Sutta Goswami greatly apprehensive. Therefore, he distinguished each incarnation by its specific symptoms, because Bhagavatam, of course, it's gone through many sittings. Narad to Vyas, Vyas to Narad to Vyas, Vyas to Shukadev, Shukadev to Parikshit, and then Sutta Goswami to the 60,000 sages, right? So they're all making some input, right? Those are the 4 sittings, right? Or maybe the Narad to Vyas doesn't count. Narad to Vyas, Vyas to Shukadev, Shukadev to Parikshit, yeah, and Sutta to the 60,000. So they're all making their contribution. So Sutta Goswami, he was concerned. about this. There was no clarity. The various avatars are being described, but in some, not in a systematic, not clearly indicating the supremacy of Krishna. So it says he was fearful. He was very fearful. Bodo boy. Avatar Sab Purusha Kolamsha Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Sarva Avatamsa. All the incarnations of Godhead are plenary portions, and plenary, as I recall, just means of equal power. So what is the word in Bengali? Purusha Kola, a part of a plenary portion. Amsha is being used as plenary portion. So they are a part or expansion of equal power. So all the incarnations of Godhead are plenary portions or parts. So expansions or expansions of the expansions, as I understand is being said here, of the Purusha avatars. But the original Lord is Sri Krishna. This is our general understanding. All the avatars that descend to this world, they're coming from Lord Narayan. Except when there is in the special cases, once in a day of Brahma, when that Swayam Bhagavan directly appears. But otherwise, they're Vishnu avatar. So the primeval Lord is Sri Krishna. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the fountainhead of all incarnations. Purvapaka kohe tomar baloto vyakyan parvam narayan swayam bhagavam. An opponent may say, this is your interpretation, but actually the Supreme Lord is Narayan, who is in the transcendental realm. So this is called preempting, right? Preempting argument. Kaviraj Goswami, he's anticipating how he's wants to make a very tight argument, like a lawyer. This is like a lawyer strategy here. You want to really make your case really tight. So you're covering every angle and you're anticipating how others are going to counter what you're saying, and then you're Gurudev mentioned Srila Sridhar, she was also very tight like that, like somebody would ask him something, they had some opposing idea, and then Srila Sridhar would say, first tell me what you think, and then he would just, after that, then he totally on every point, every aspect, he would just conquer them. So it's really sealed tight. So Kaviraj Goswami, he's saying, he's this is my argument based on scripture, based on sadhu, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say this, and here's what I have to say to that. We'll just read a few more verses. So, an opponent may say, this is your interpretation, but actually the Supreme Lord is Narayan, who is in the transcendental realm. Tehoasi Krishna Rupe Koden Avatar, Artha Shloke Deki Kiar Vichar. He, Narayan, incarnates as Krishna. This is the meaning of the verse as I see it. There is no need for further consideration. Tarikohe kene koro kutar kuanuman Shastra virudarta kabuna hoy pramam. To such a misguided interpreter we may say, why should you suggest such fallacious logic? An interpretation is never accepted as evidence if it opposes the principles of scripture. Well, now we come, this part is very this is for grammarians, which I am not. I studied English literature and language. I only like the literature part. I didn't like the language part. It was a little heavy going. But anyhow, we're hearing. This is for the scholarly section. They can appreciate this. This will give some strength to their faith. This will encourage them. And we will hear with faith. Anuv, and this is a quotation, it's a rhetorical rule that appears in the Ekadashi Tattva, 13th canto, in connection with the metaphorical use of words. Anuvadam anuktva na videyam udirayat na hyalabdaspadam kinchit kutrachit pratitishtati. One should not state a predicate before its subject. And as I recall, because I remember before looking all this up in the dictionary, a predicate is describing a subject. So a predicate, the subject is the thing that you're describing, and the predicate is what is describing, I think, as I recall. So you won't say the description before you say the subject.
And the practice that is?
Very good mridanga player, Mahamantra. I think so.
Yeah.
That sound right? We have a British lady here.
No, I thought you were spelled.
I'm from America and from India and from Mexico, and I haven't had a proper education. Vaniji is proper, authentic British lady. And we have Latvian, we have Mexican, we have Venezuelan. We're like just a big kitchery here. So one should not state a predicate before its subject, for it cannot thus stand without proper support. So you will say, Mahamantra Prabhu is a very good Vedanta. And he's a very good devotee also. Jai. Well, maybe we should stop there, huh? So the point here is Krishnas tu Bhagavan Swayam. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's not that because first the subject is being stated, because others may say Bhagavan Swayam, Narayan, appears as Krishna. Some people may interpret it like that. But he's saying, why will you state the predicate first, the description of the subject first? It doesn't make sense. First, so the subject, Krishna, is the predicate Swayam Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, appears as Krishna. I think so. I think that's how this is being explained.